The door slammed shut behind Alexander with a finality that echoed through the quiet suburban street in Dallas, Texas. "Don't come back until you've straightened yourself out." His father's voice thundered from inside, the words slicing deeper than any knife. At 16, with nothing but a backpack and a bruised heart, Alex stepped into the unknown, the weight of rejection propelling him toward a Greyhound bus bound for anywhere but here. Years blurred into a tapestry of survival and self-discovery. Alex landed in New York City, the concrete jungle that swallowed dreamers whole but occasionally spit out survivors. He crashed on couches, flipped burgers at greasy diners, and eventually clawed his way into community college on scholarships meant for the forgotten. It was there, in a dingy art studio smelling of turpentine and ambition, that he met Matthew. Matt was everything Alex wasn't: confident, unapologetically out, with a laugh that could light up the darkest alley. Their first conversation started over a shared easel, Matt's brush strokes bold and chaotic, mirroring his spirit. "You're holding that brush like it's a weapon," Matt teased, his green eyes sparkling under the fluorescent lights. Alex flushed, not used to attention that didn't come with judgment. "Maybe it is," he replied, his Texas drawl softened by years in the city. "Against what? The blank canvas of life," Matt quipped, and just like that, a spark ignited. Their relationship bloomed amid the chaos of urban life. Late-night walks through Central Park, where they'd share stolen kisses under the canopy of autumn leaves. Matt worked as a barista by day and pursued photography by night, capturing the raw essence of the city. Alex, with his sharp mind for numbers, transitioned from art to business classes, discovering a knack for finance that surprised even him. "You're a natural," his professor said, handing back a paper with an A+. But Alex knew it ran in the family. The Harrisons owned a real estate empire back in Dallas, built on cutthroat deals and old money. The same family that had disowned him for loving boys. As months turned to years, Alex and Matt built a life together in a cramped Brooklyn apartment. Walls adorned with Matt's photos, shelves crammed with books on everything from queer history to investment strategies. They argued over silly things, like whose turn it was to do the dishes, but made up with passion that left them breathless. "I never thought I'd find someone who sees me," Alex whispered one night, tangled in sheets that smelled of coffee and cologne. Matt pulled him closer. "You were always visible, Alex." They just chose to look away. But the past has a way of creeping back, uninvited. One crisp fall morning, Alex's phone buzzed with an unfamiliar number. Area code 214, Dallas. He ignored it at first, but the voicemails piled up. "Alexander, it's your brother, Ethan. Dad's in the hospital. We need to talk about the business." Ethan's voice was clipped, devoid of warmth. Alex deleted the message, but the seed of doubt took root. Matt noticed the change immediately. "What's eating you?" he asked over dinner, pushing a plate of homemade lasagna toward Alex. "Family stuff," Alex muttered, avoiding his gaze. Matt reached across the table, his hand warm and steady. "You don't owe them anything, babe. Not after what they did." But Alex couldn't shake the guilt. The Harrison Group was more than a company. It was a legacy, one his father had built from nothing. And now, with health failing, the empire teetered. Weeks passed, and the calls escalated. Ethan flew to New York, showing up at their apartment unannounced. "We need you, Alex," he said, standing in the doorway like a ghost from the past. Tall, polished, with the same Harrison jawline. The board's in chaos. Your ideas, the ones you used to scribble as a kid, they could save us. Alex laughed bitterly. You mean the kid you all called worthless? The one Dad kicked out for being gay? Ethan's face hardened. Things change. Dad's changed. Matt watched the exchange with crossed arms, his protective stance clear. After Ethan left, he turned to Alex. Don't let them pull you back in. We've built something real here, but Alex's mind raced. What if this was a chance for redemption, for proving them wrong? The decision weighed heavy as Alex boarded a flight to Dallas, Matt by his side despite his protests. I'm not letting you face those wolves alone, Matt insisted. The city skyline loomed as they landed, a reminder of the life Alex had fled. The family mansion, with its sprawling lawns and iron gates, felt like a prison. Inside, his mother greeted him with a tentative hug, her eyes rimmed with regret. You've grown so much, she whispered. Dad lay in the hospital bed, tubes snaking across his frail body. Alexander, he rasped, his voice a shadow of its former boom. I was wrong. About everything. Tears stung Alex's eyes, but he held back. Why now? Because the business is failing, his father sighed. Partly. But mostly because I miss my son. As Alex delved into the company's books, he uncovered rot, mismanagement, shady deals orchestrated by Ethan. You've been skimming, Alex accused in a heated boardroom meeting. Ethan's face paled. It was for the family, but it was betrayal, pure and simple. The siblings clashed, old wounds reopening. Amid the turmoil, Matt became Alex's anchor. Stolen moments in hotel rooms, where they'd talk until dawn. I love you for who you are, not what you can fix, Matt said, tracing patterns on Alex's back. Their bond deepened, a beacon in the storm. Back in Dallas, the Harrison Group offices buzzed with tension. Alex pored over spreadsheets late into the night, the glow of his laptop illuminating his determined face. He proposed radical changes, diversifying into sustainable real estate, cutting ties with corrupt partners. The board listened, impressed by the prodigal son's vision. But Ethan seethed in the shadows, his resentment festering like an untreated wound. You think you can waltz back in and play hero? Ethan snarled during a private confrontation in the executive lounge. The room overlooked the city, a panorama of twinkling lights that mocked their fractured family. You left us. You chose your lifestyle over duty. Alex stood tall, his voice steady. I didn't choose to be gay, Ethan. But I did choose to survive without your approval. Matt, waiting in the lobby, sensed the storm brewing. He pulled Alex aside after the meeting. You're killing it in there, but don't lose yourself. They shared a quick kiss behind a potted plant, a defiant act in the conservative heart of Texas. Matt's presence was a reminder of the life they'd forged, a life free from judgment. As weeks turned to months, Alex's reforms began to turn the tide. Stock prices stabilized. Investors returned. His father, recovering at home, watched with a mix of pride and remorse. I should have seen your potential sooner, he admitted during a quiet dinner. Alex's mother nodded, her hand squeezing his. We all should have, but betrayal lurked closer than Alex realized. Ethan, desperate to maintain control, leaked confidential documents to a rival firm. The sabotage hit like a thunderbolt. Deals collapsed. Lawsuits loomed. Alex discovered the treachery through an anonymous tip, confronting Ethan in the family study. "How could you?" Alex demanded, papers scattered across the oak desk. Ethan's eyes flashed with defiance. "You don't belong here. You're not one of us." The fallout was swift. Board members demanded Ethan's resignation, but the damage rippled into Alex's personal life. Rumors spread through Dallas society, whispers about the gay heir undermining the family legacy. Old friends shunned him. Tabloids twisted the narrative. Matt bore the brunt, fielding harassing calls at their temporary rental. One night, after a particularly grueling day, Matt exploded. "This is tearing us apart. Alex, when do we go home, to our home?" Alex pulled him into an embrace, the scent of Matt's shampoo grounding him. "Soon. I promise." Their lovemaking that night was tender, a reaffirmation of their commitment. "You're my family now," Alex murmured, his fingers intertwined with Matt's. Yet doubt crept in. Alex wondered if he could truly bridge the chasm with his blood relatives. A heartfelt conversation with his father under the stars on the mansion's patio shifted perspectives. "I was scared, son. Scared of what I didn't understand." Tears flowed freely as they hugged, a tentative healing beginning. Matt encouraged the reconciliation. "Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting," he said during a drive through the Texas countryside, wind whipping through the open windows. They stopped at a roadside diner, sharing burgers and fries like old times. But it might mean moving forward. As the crisis peaked, Alex orchestrated a daring merger with a progressive firm, one that valued diversity. The deal saved the company, but required Alex to relocate temporarily to San Francisco for oversight. "Come with me," he begged Matt. But Matt hesitated. "My photography career is finally taking off here in New York." "What about us?" The distance strained their relationship. Phone calls grew shorter. Misunderstandings festered. Alex threw himself into work, but loneliness gnawed at him. In a moment of weakness, he confided in a colleague, Jake, whose flirtations blurred lines. One evening, over drinks, Jake leaned in too close. Alex pulled away, guilt flooding him. "I can't," he said, rushing back to his hotel. He called Matt immediately, confessing the near miss. "I love you too much to risk us." Matt's voice cracked over the line. "Then come home, Alex. We can figure this out together." The turning point came when Ethan's full betrayal unraveled. Evidence surfaced of his embezzlement, leading to his arrest. The family rallied around Alex, his mother declaring, "You're the heart of this now." But Alex realized the cost, his happiness with Matt. Flying back to New York, Alex surprised Matt at his gallery opening. The room buzzed with art enthusiasts, Matt's photos of urban love stories on display. "I choose us," Alex said, dropping to one knee amid gasps. "Marry me?" Matt's eyes widened, tears streaming. "Yes, 1,000 times yes." Their wedding was intimate, on a Brooklyn rooftop overlooking the skyline. Family attended, his parents, humbled and supportive. Ethan, out on bail, sent a letter of apology, a small step toward mending. Life post-wedding settled into a rhythm of domestic bliss. Alex commuted between New York and Dallas, managing the Harrison Group remotely while nurturing his marriage. Matt's photography flourished, his work featured in national magazines. They adopted a rescue dog, a scruffy mutt named Buddy, who became the furry glue holding their days together. But shadows of the past lingered. Alex's father, though improved, faced recurring health scares. During one hospital visit, he pulled Alex aside. "I'm proud of you, son. Not just for the business, but for the man you've become." The words healed old scars, but Alex couldn't ignore the toll on his own life. Matt noticed Alex's growing exhaustion. "You're spreading yourself too thin," he said one evening, as they cooked dinner in their upgraded apartment. The kitchen filled with the aroma of garlic and herbs. "The company doesn't need you babysitting it forever," Alex sighed, stirring the sauce. "It's my legacy now." "But you're right. I need balance." Enter a new conflict. A hostile takeover bid from a conglomerate eyeing the Harrison Group's assets. Led by a ruthless CEO, Victoria Lang, the threat loomed large. Alex dove back into crisis mode, late nights blurring into early mornings. Matt supported him, but frustration built. "When do we get to live our life?" he asked during a rare date night at a cozy Italian bistro. The strain peaked during a business trip to Chicago. Alex, alone in his hotel, received a cryptic email from an insider, evidence of internal sabotage. Suspecting remnants of Ethan's network, he investigated, uncovering a web of deceit involving a trusted VP. The betrayal stung, another knife in the back from those he thought reformed. Rushing home, Alex confided in Matt. "I can't trust anyone there." Matt held him tight. "Then let it go. We've got enough." Their conversation evolved into a plan. Alex would restructure the company for sale, ensuring ethical buyers preserve jobs. But Victoria Lang played dirty. She dug into Alex's personal life, leaking stories to the press about his scandalous past. Headlines screamed, "Gay heir sells out family empire?" Protests erupted outside Harrison offices, fueled by misinformation. Alex faced death threats, forcing them into hiding temporarily. In a safe house upstate, Matt and Alex reconnected deeply. Long walks in the woods, sharing dreams under starlit skies. "Remember our first date?" Matt reminisced, fingers laced with Alex's. "You were so nervous," Alex chuckled. "You made me feel alive." Their intimacy reignited, a passionate reminder of their bond. Empowered, Alex countered the takeover with a bold press conference. Flanked by Matt and his parents, he announced the company's pivot to philanthropy-focused real estate. "This isn't about profit anymore. It's about people." The move won public support, thwarting Lang's bid. Ethan, released from prison on probation, reached out. "I was wrong, Alex. Jealousy blinded me." In a tearful reunion at a neutral cafe, they began rebuilding brotherhood. "Forgiveness takes time," Alex said, but extended an olive branch. With the company stabilized, Alex stepped down as CEO, appointing a diverse board. He and Matt traveled Europe, Asia, rediscovering joy. In Paris, under the Eiffel Tower, they renewed vows informally. "To us, forever," Matt toasted with champagne. Back home, Alex started a nonprofit for LGBTQ+ youth, drawing from his experiences. "No one should feel worthless," he told a group of teens at a shelter. Matt captured the moments in photos, his art amplifying the message. Yet, a final twist. Alex's father passed peacefully, leaving a letter. "You taught me love knows no bounds. Carry on." The funeral was bittersweet, uniting the family in grief and growth. In the aftermath, Alex channeled sorrow into action. The nonprofit, named Second Chances, expanded rapidly, offering scholarships and counseling to displaced queer youth. Matt designed the branding, his creative eye turning it into a movement. "This is your true legacy," he said, as they unveiled the website. Their personal life thrived. Weekends at the Hamptons, hosting friends for barbecues. Buddy chased frisbees on the beach, his barks mingling with laughter. Alex and Matt discussed adoption, dreaming of a family beyond bloodlines. But old demons resurfaced when a former Harrison employee, loyal to Ethan, attempted blackmail. Photos from Alex's youth, twisted to imply scandal. "Pay up, or these go public," the email demanded. Alex, shaken, turned to Matt. "This never ends." Together, they reported it to authorities, turning the tables. The perpetrator was arrested, exposing a ring of corporate espionage. In the process, Alex confronted his deepest fears. "I thought I'd escaped the judgment," he admitted to Matt during a therapy session. The counselor nodded. "Healing isn't linear." Matt's unwavering support shone through. "We're in this together, always." Their relationship, tested by fire, emerged stronger, more intimate, more resilient. As Second Chances gained traction, celebrities endorsed it. A gala in Manhattan raised millions, with Alex's speech moving the crowd to tears. "I left home at 16, deemed worthless. But worth isn't measured by others' eyes. It's in the lives we touch." Ethan, reformed through community service, volunteered at the nonprofit. "Let me make amends," he said. Alex agreed, their collaboration tentative but genuine. Family dinners became regular, awkward at first, then warm. A romantic getaway to Hawaii marked their anniversary. Sunsets on the beach, toes in the sand. "You've given me everything," Alex whispered, as waves lapped at their feet. Matt smiled. "And you've given me you." Back in New York, a health scare for Matt, a routine check revealing a benign tumor, jolted them. Surgery was successful, but it underscored life's fragility. "Don't ever leave me," Alex pleaded in the recovery room. Matt squeezed his hand. Never. Inspired, they pursued surrogacy. 9 months later, twin boys arrived, Elias and Noah. The nursery filled with cries and coos, transforming their home. Alex's parents visited, doting grandparents. "You've built something beautiful," his mother said, holding a baby. Challenges arose, sleepless nights, balancing work and parenthood. But joy outweighed them. Alex scaled back business involvement, focusing on family. Matt's photography book, Love in the Margins, dedicated to Alex, became a bestseller. In a quiet moment, watching the twins sleep, Alex reflected. "I thought my story was tragedy, but it's triumph." Matt kissed his forehead. "Our story." The nonprofit's impact grew, partnering with national organizations. Alex testified before Congress on LGBTQ+ rights, his voice amplifying the voiceless. Ethan's wedding, to a kind woman who embraced the family, marked full circle. Alex as best man, toasting reconciliation. Years flowed like a river, carving deeper channels of love and purpose. The twins grew into curious toddlers, their laughter echoing through the brownstone. Alex and Matt navigated parenthood with humor and heart, trading diaper duties for date nights. The Harrison Group, under new leadership, thrived ethically. Alex consulted occasionally, but his passion lay with second chances. The organization opened branches nationwide, from LA to Chicago, providing safe havens. A documentary on Alex's journey premiered at Sundance, directed by Matt. From Rejection to Redemption chronicled the highs and lows, inspiring millions. Interviews with beneficiaries highlighted the human element. One young man said, "Alex showed me I'm not worthless." Personal growth continued. Alex wrote a memoir, Worth Found, detailing his exile and return. It hit bestseller lists, sparking conversations on family acceptance. Matt's art evolved, focusing on queer families. Exhibitions sold out, his lens capturing raw emotion. Conflicts weren't absent. A conservative backlash against the nonprofit led to protests, but community support prevailed. Alex stood firm. Love wins. Ethan became a close ally, co-founding a branch in Dallas. Their bond, once shattered, mended into something unbreakable. As the twins started school, Alex and Matt renewed vows on their 10th anniversary. A beach ceremony in California, surrounded by loved ones. Through betrayal and beauty, you've been my constant, Alex vowed. Matt replied, and you, my muse. Aging gracefully, they mentored young couples, sharing wisdom. Communication is key, Alex advised. And forgiveness, even when it hurts. In twilight years, they retired to a cozy cabin in Vermont, grandkids visiting. Buddy's successor, a pup named Hope, bounded through leaves. Reflecting on his life, Alex penned a final letter to his sons. Never let anyone define your worth. Love fiercely, live fully, passing peacefully in each other's arms. Their story endured, a testament to resilience, romance, and humanity. The world remembered them not as heirs or artists, but as beacons of change. In the end, what began with a slammed door closed with open hearts. Alexander Harrison proved that the worthless one could redefine legacy, one act of love at a time.